Being as I didn't advertise this, I don't expect to get a lot of people here for a little while. Let's see how many show up for this thing tonight. Oh, we got one popped in here. Hey, Nick, how's it going? You're the first one for the evening. Oh, now we're up to 3. Yeah, it's been going pretty good here. I just woke up from a nap. I really needed that nap. Oh, man, it's been a crazy last few days. I don't remember if I got your message or not, Nick. I'll have to double check. Did you send it to my personal one or the page one? Because I don't always get notifications for the page one anymore for whatever reason. Hey, we're up to 5. All right. Nothing real big new to update today. About the bead references. Yeah. Shit. I just gotta. Well, I guess we're already on the uncensored one. Okay, Nick. There's this one. This is just on the Cook collection. Some stuff that's at a site not too far from where I'm at. We actually are currently displaying one item out of this book in there. And then the other one I just found was this one, and I got 2 more coming in. Actually, one should be... No, this is the one that I'm thinking of. It's got a different cover because it's an older book, but it's the same thing. But that's another good one. And then there's the one I got on the knife sheath. And don't ask me where I did with it. It's still out in the car, but the one... this one I haven't had a chance to really look through too much yet. So I don't know what all's in it. It may be history, it may be how-to, it may be both. Got a feeling it's probably going to lean more towards the how-to. All right, we're up to 9. Bounce around between 8 and 9. Alrighty. I'll read the chat here. Hey, Doug, how's it going? Glad you made it this time. Howdy, Garrett. All right, so yeah, nothing real formal tonight, just another holster chat. I'm sitting here working on leather, trying to get some stuff done because I've got orders clear back into December that I'm trying to get caught up with, and it's been a wreck. And every time I think I'm going to get something done, something comes up, or I wind up going somewhere. I'll tell you what, there's some days I just have to get up and go. Me and my one close friend every so often go take a trip and go somewhere, more for mental health sake than anything. But yeah, I got an email from a guy tonight, and I didn't realize it. He had ordered a holster clear back in January, I think it was. Or he had one order in January. But anyway, it's like, oh crap, I've got to get with the program here. So if you're that person that just emailed today, thanks for the kick in the butt. Sometimes I gotta have one of them just to get going. But yeah, I mean, I've been dragging butt. Yeah, sewing machine would be real nice, Nick. Thing is, as much as I move, I can't really get a sewing machine. They're a pain in the butt. I drive a little dinky ass Jeep that don't get a lot of space in it. Wish I could win the lotto so I get a nice little pickup, and then I could start maybe thinking about having stuff like that. Nick, if I get a sewing machine, it's going to be a Cobra Class 4. And if I win the lotto, it's going to be Randall and Campbell. Excuse me, my allergies been kicking me my butt, too. Oh. But. Oh, I gotta go get the mallet. I may have to go get allergy meds. Kind of fed up with meds. Hey, Squib! I got something I got to mail to you. Can you email me your mailing address? It's from Snapper. I got it sitting here on the desk if I can ever remember to get to the stupid post office. But yeah, Squib, if you can send me a quick little email with your mailing address on it again, so I don't have to try to go digging through a bunch of emails. And then I'll get that sent to you. Then after that, figure out where it's got to go next. One thing I've noticed, and I don't know if you leatherworkers have noticed this, but when you put dye on leather and then you start poking these things through, don't make that much noise. Not like it does when it's undyed. I don't know what it is, but that dye kind of changes the sound of it going through the leather. Criminelli. Oh, thanks, Squib. Yeah. So, anyways, yeah, tonight's just kind of a general chat. If you have questions, throw them at me. Just kind of sitting here socializing, working on some leather. Actually, I'm trying to get this stuff prepped so I can get sewing done. Sewing seems to take the longest. Nick, I got a question for you. When you use sealer for leather, I heard of a guy using the edge burnisher Tokenol for a sealant, or was it Tokenol or Gumtrag? Gumtrag is what I was thinking of. Have you tried doing that? Because my typical stuff that I seal the leather with, I left out in the cold, and I went to use it the other day, and it was all coagulated and beyond resuscitation. Because otherwise, I got to order some black or some clear sealant. Because even this one that I've run sock over, I don't know how many times, still rubbing black off on my fingers. Oh, and I'll show you a neat trick for you folks that are just getting started in leather. When you're having problems with these things sticking, the first thing you got to do is you got to go in and polish it, get it nice and shiny, like what that is, from what you can see in the camera there. But then if you just take a beeswax and you just stab it in a little bit and get a little beeswax on there. Now, beeswax is a little sticky, but if you can use paraffin wax. But if you use that, I mean, it goes in, comes right back out, pretty smooth and easy. Yeah, I haven't messed with tan coat there, Nick. Let's see what Squib said. Do you use to make holsters? And how thick is the leather sheet do you make the holsters out of? I'm using Herman Oak Veg Tan. I'm using what they call, I think this is Craftsman quality, and it's not terrible. Best quality you're gonna pay top dollar for, but I think I'm buying it by the side. And I pay just a little over $200 a side for the Craftsman. And usually what that is it's got a brand or a hole in it. Like this one had a little hole in it that really looked like a B grade. I mean, the grain was pretty good. But it had that one little hole, so they called it a Craftsman. But sometimes you get a piece of Herman Oak that's really nice and really beautiful to work with. And other times you get a piece that's beautiful and it's a pain in the butt to work with. And then you get a piece that ain't beautiful and ain't easy to work with at all. This is one of those that looked really good, but it's been a pain to work with. It's had to take a lot of oil. Hey! Dry Ball Jimmy's in the house. Ow, and I whacked my knuckle. God bless it. Harvey, right now I'm working on a half flat cross draw for Remington, which also works good for the single action army. Colts fit in it, but they set a little loose. But I'm just poking holes in this one here pretty soon. I'm going to go over to the next one and start poking holes in it because it comes down to I just haven't got the belt loops done on it. Gotta get these belt loops done. Yeah, belt loops are probably the number one thing I don't like selling. Followed by toe plugs. Toe plugs don't take long. These take a little while. And it's kind of important. I got to keep this all together because once I get them poked for that particular holster, and I think this one may be one of the this one here might be one of the ones that gets up for grabs here, and somebody's got a dibs on one like that for grabs. But oh, I'm missing 3 holsters. Oh, that's right. I got to put dye on 3 holsters yet. So actually, I think a good chunk of these are up for grabs. I know these 2 are going to be up for grabs if anybody's looking for a pair of Walker Dragoon holsters. And for whatever reason, they did not dye very evenly at all. They're splotchy, but they don't look terrible. But I went to the airbrush to avoid that splotchiness, and for whatever reason, that dye wasn't soaking in that day very well. Yeah, Nick, I've had a guy that reached out to me for one of those holiday rigs. I've still got to come up with a pattern for that. Nick, I'm pretty much spraying unless it's black, and then I'll do the dauber. Hey, Sabater, how you doing? Oh man, yeah. You know that brain tan is known to do that. Um, I'm gonna have a bunch of hides I'm gonna be working on here this winter. I think if everything plays out according to plan. Of course, you know what they say: announcing your plans is a good way to hear God laugh. But no, the guy that lets me hunt his place, I was asking him how many hides his hunters that pay him come up, and how many deer they get. He said, "Oh, buck 10 every year." So, and I spoke up for all the hides on the condition I take every one that they have, so he don't have to deal with it. So I'm going to be having a lot of hides to smoke or tan this winter. Plus, I told my friend when she got her antelope, we'll probably do a head mount depending on how big an animal she gets. I told her for a deer hide I'd tan that too. So, but price of eggs, I don't know. I may go back to tanning with brains because I always used eggs. Let's see here. Yeah, allergies are kicking my butt along with everything else here. But part of the reason I've gotten behind on holsters is that I had some people ask me at work for some military style 1872 holsters, and I kind of set everybody else's aside and started coming up with those. They're still sitting here. I got to get them done here in the next week or two. And then I found the pattern for the 1874 saddlebag, and one of the guys at work said, "Well, if you come up with a prototype, I'll take a look at it and see if I want a set." So then I worked on that last week when I should have been working on these. Then I did that knife sheath because I just needed a break from leather at that point. Do something for myself so I didn't lose interest. And yeah, I got way behind. The big thing that was holding me up was these right here, the toe plugs. I can't show it very well. I hate making toe plugs. I don't mind stitching them in, but I hate making them. Hey, Scott. I don't know. This come in a kit. It came in one of those cheap kits you get off eBay for $40. I don't know what the weight is on it. It's actually not that heavy. I'm having to put a little oomph into it to get it to go. One of these days, I'm going to order Barry King, a little bit heavier maul than what this is. But, I mean, this one serves its purpose all right. The biggest complaint I got about this thing is that with it being rounded, if I miss these things on the edge, I usually take out a knuckle. I think that's why I'm getting arthritis in the big knuckle here, because I keep whacking it with this thing. 33 years old, I'm already starting to have arthritic pains. All right, we're up to 16 tonight. But I imagine when I get one of those heavier mauls, I'll go to do like this, and I'll drive my punch through the board. Oh, hey, we're up to 18. Now, maybe we might hit 20 consecutives here tonight before the end of it. I'm only 20 minutes in, which is unusual. Usually, it takes about an hour before anybody starts popping in here. So, yeah, we're doing pretty good tonight. Got 10 likes. So I think it's going to be on the 10th of September. I'm pretty sure it's the 10th of September. I'm going to be on with Garrett again over on 11 Bang Bang. Because unfortunately, my internet here is okay for me to host. Well, actually, I'm running this through my phone today, but my internet here is okay for me to host. But it's not that great for me to host with people. And then there's also the issue of my laptop. So if you haven't paid attention on the channel, I was getting ready for my friend to come over. She was coming over for supper. And I went to move the chair to pick up a couple socks that was under the chair. And I didn't realize my laptop was off of the little TV dinner tray table that I had there and was resting mostly on the arm of that thing. And when I pulled it off, it fell over, keyboard down, so it landed on the screen. And when I picked it up, the screen was dead. And as I'm sitting here looking at it now, it's on and the screen is still dead. I can plug it into my TV, which I should probably do tonight and start uploading a video. But I can plug it into the TV and I can use it through the TV. So that's put a big kibosh on a lot of what I've been getting done when it comes to uploading YouTube stuff here lately. I'm just glad I edited my videos before it happened. Yeah, the poor laptop is dead. The screen is, at this point, is not even worth replacing. So, at some point, I've got to buy a new laptop. But I've got some other priorities that are in the way. I got to order more leather so I can keep the business going. I'm also looking at a deer hunting rifle. Because by the time I drive home with the price of gas, and the fact that I got to buy a new scope for that one rifle, it all equals out to the price of a brand new gun with a scope already on it. And people call me crazy. No, I did the calculation. $250 for the scope, $250 for the gas to go drive down to get the rifle. And so the one I'm looking at is about $50 more than that. But anyway, yeah, all that going on. Yeah, it's been hectic here. And then, yeah, trying to keep my mental health, keep myself sane. Not that I'm going crazy, but Squib, I actually got some a cheap Walmart knockoff brand that works just as good. Alright. Gotta get my things out here because I don't know what size punch I need for the... I think that one would work. So... there, I cleared it out. So with these Walker Dragoon holsters, I like to throw a rivet, a couple rivets in, just to give it a little extra security. And even though after I seen Garrett's holster that he'd worn pretty much every day for a year, I'm pretty sure that my stitching does not come undone off these very easily. However, that being said, all it takes is one. So, just a little extra. The rivets aren't that expensive. But, oh yeah, Nick, yeah, I've got a pattern for all that stuff. I got to put it together, basically. I've got, it's going to adapt one of my holster patterns for the shoulder holster pattern out of that, well, what's his name? Stolman's book on holsters. I just got to get it done. One of those things. It's like I promised my friend, Miss Caroline, a shoulder holster with a snakeskin inlay. I'm still working on that. Told her jokingly that it'd probably be for her birthday next year, and unfortunately that's actually going to play out to be more truth than joke. I also promised her a fancy knife sheath, which I got to get started on that, and I promised her another knife sheath. So I've got plenty of work to do. Oh, sure, that didn't even make a mark in there. Alright, let's do it this way. That made a mark. Nice thing about with these hole punch ones, set in a rivet, and I don't have to go and punch all the little sewing holes. I can use the awl, which reminds me I gotta go order a damn awl because my awl, I think my blade's about to go bad. You know what, I'm gonna set that rivet later because that takes a little bit of whacking with the whack-a-mole. Okay, set that there. That's gonna take a little bit. Yeah. But yeah, I do appreciate the offer, Nick. Let's just say I may, depending on how my pattern turns out, I may see what you got. Right here. Let's see. I gotta read back through the chat. There's quite a bit going on. Let's see. Caesar says I'm building a scout rifle out of a Mosin with a Boyd stock, even though I could buy a brand new hunting rifle, so you're not the only one. Yeah. Oh, Squib's gonna use a 450 Bushmaster for deer. Okay. Yeah, I've been thinking about a 300 Win Mag for a long time. Because one thing that me and my friend have talked about, and right now it's just talk, is trying to do a caribou hunt in Alaska, and don't get a few years out, but it's like, for that, I'd want to do a nice big bore, or, well, not real big bore, but a bigger cartridge rifle. That way, you know, come across a bear or something, we don't get it. But, I thought about buying one this year. I got to think it's like freaking 300 Win Mag, and all I've got for tags this year is deer tags. It's like 300 Win Mag is a bit overkill for a mule deer. So I have decided to put that off, not buying a 300 Win Mag. Instead, I thought, I'll go with a 30-06, and with 30-06 I can hunt almost anything. And like I said, me and Caroline is one I was talking about doing that caribou hunt with. We probably ain't gonna do it for like 10 or 12 years, if even then. It's kind of a long-term goal. That's one of these days. But yeah, Nick, cowboy cuff patterns. I've actually been trying to put one together. I just haven't done it yet. Yeah, I got this freaking other saddlebag pattern that I got to finish too. Saboteur 30-30 is a definitely good rifle for deer. Absolutely. That cartridge has probably killed more deer than any other in the U.S. Maybe the 30-06 is a close competitor. I've got a 30-30. I love it to death. It's my dad's Winchester. And the only issue I've got with that dadgum thing is that gun shoots a mile high at 100 yards, and no matter what I do, I cannot get it to lower elevation without lowering the charge down to the point that it's about the same as shooting a 38 special cowboy load. So I just hang on to that one because it's Dad's rifle, and one of these days I'm going to take it in and I'm going to get it re-blued so it looks just exactly like it did when he bought it. Yeah, 30-30 is a good little cartridge. I love that little 30-30. Still love it. But right now, I looked at the price of them. 30-30 compared to 30-06, you get a lot more bang for your buck. Pun intended. Doug, yeah. Me and my friend Caroline, we was just over there at the Museum of the Fur Trade not too long ago. Probably about a month and a half. Well, I think it was at the front of August. yeah, we went over there because we went to Fort Robinson. I hadn't been to Fort Robinson for all the way around before, so we went there. Okay, Nick, I'll do that. But anyway, yeah, and then we swung over to the Museum of the Fur Trade. And, oh my God, you need an entire day to spend there. That place is amazing. What was cool on that trip is we went through the museum there, and at Fort Robinson, we went and did a tour of Fort Robinson. I paid for what they called the horse tour, and was kind of upset that it didn't actually involve horses. It was a cluster of wagons that was pulled by a pickup truck. I thought it was a horse pulled tour, but not the case. I told him I needed to change the title of that because I thought I was signing us up for the one that was the went through the stagecoach or the wagon. So, yeah, we went and did that tour, which, I mean, the tour in itself was pretty good. Then Caroline wanted to go through the one little museum they had there, and we went through that, and we got to look at it, and they had some old guns there, and I was looking at them, and, you know, I thought they was neat. And we got ready to leave so we could go to the Museum of the Fur Trade, and Caroline said she had to use the bathroom, so while she was using the bathroom, I went back in the one room, was looking at some of the guns in there, and I got to look at it, and I'll be dadgummed, they had little Bat Garnier's rifle. And little Bat Garnier is one of the scouts that worked out of Fort Laramie that I've been doing a little bit of research on. So that was cooler and cool to see his gun there on display. So yeah, I thought that was just neat. Made my day. And then, yeah, after that, we went to the Museum of the Fur Trade, got to see some of their Hawkins that they had. They had about 5 Hawken rifles on display. Yeah, which that was cool. And then, yeah, after that, you know, we just kind of came home but yeah, hopefully we can go back sometime because I want to do a horseback ride through there. I think it's $25 for a 4-hour ride, something like that. Or maybe it was $25 an hour for it. I don't remember, but anyway, yeah, we was talking about doing that. Of course, we've been talking about getting up to the Little Bighorn too. Let's see. Doug says there's also a museum in Muse, Wyoming, just outside Jackson Hole. They had a lot of fur trade stuff. I was told that the museum was lost in a snowstorm. All stuff went to Nebraska. Thoughts? I hadn't heard on that one. But I can, the guys at work would know for sure. Shoot me an email about that one, Mark. Or Doug, sorry. Oh, God, I've been screwing up names all day long. Yeah, Doug, send me a email on that, and I'll see if I can remember to do that tomorrow. Let's see, Hardy, what do you think has the most accurate fur trade air guns? Revenant's not bad, actually. That's the one good thing about that movie is that the guns were not terrible. There was, I think, an overpopulation of brown bass musket carbines. But not at all terrible. At least they were flintlocks. The rifle that DiCaprio had, I think that one was Herschel House. I don't remember. No, Hardy, certainly not. In fact, Hansen, I don't remember if it's Charles or James Hansen did the book, but he did one on the Hawken rifles. And compared to like Northwest Trade guns, they are minuscule. Bent St. Vrain Company only had one come through their doors, Bensville Fort down on the Arkansas down there. And that one that come through the door was custom ordered by Charles Bent and showed up not very long before he was killed in Taos. Showed up at the end of 46. A lot of the Hawkins that you see, those half-stock plains rifle style, they really didn't start getting into the game until the 40s. Yeah, Artie, and you have that going on with a lot of things. Hollywood does do that with a lot of things. Jurassic Park and Indiana Jones and Jeremiah Johnson. The movie Mountain Men with Charlton Heston, I mean, that one wasn't terrible. They do have a flintlock in that one, and Brian Keith gets a flash in the face from a flintlock in that one. And I don't think that one was scripted. Could be wrong on that. That's overall a great movie. Yeah, Hollywood back in the day, I mean, they was putting out movies left and right, so it was down to keep it in a budget. Many movies with as less money as you can make. Yeah, Hardy, absolutely. There's only one or two guys I know for sure that went out by themselves trapping, and both died because they went out by themselves doing stuff. One was old Bill Williams. Old Bill Williams was notorious for trapping by himself. He did not like trapping around people. And it was said that in starving times, you better not be in front of him because you might get ate too. He was kind of a wild character for being a Methodist minister. But yeah, old Bill Williams, he trapped a lot by himself, and then went off by himself one day to recover a cache from the little Fremont fiasco when Fremont come looking for Carson and couldn't find him, so Bill Williams decided to take him up, got him lost. He went back up to recover that cache, and he had gotten into it with the Utes, had a fallout with the Utes. The Utes got after him, and they killed him. But apparently they had enough respect left for him that after they killed him, they hauled him off and gave him a chieftain's burial. I'll have to look at that one, Sabater. That's Sacred Grounds. I haven't seen that one, but yeah, Hollywood. Oh, God. Tarantino. I love that movie, The Hateful Eight. But for crying out loud. Yeah, they made these 45-70s look like freaking cannons hitting people. Yeah, Hollywood really, really overdoes the effects of bullets. The only way, body parts start flying apart is when you're using the big stuff. And then you get these myths that 9mm will blow a lung completely out of the body. And it's like, yeah, Hollywood 9mm will, but it takes a 12 gauge to really do it in real life at point blank. Hardy, so the Cowboy load, the John Wayne load one, skip one, I think that kind of came out a little bit later, but the U.S. Army and the Ordnance Manual for the 1873 Single Action Army says to load 5, but they don't do the load one, skip one. They load all 5, and then you re-index a cylinder to where the hammer falls on the empty. So I don't know exactly when it came about where they found, if you load one, skip one, and load the rest, that it automatically does that. It's how I still do it. It kind of drives me nuts out at work when I'm doing the Colt demonstration, but yeah, they the Army, the original manual is you just load all 5 and then you re-index it, spin the cylinder until it's indexed. And one thing I noticed when you watch Bob Munden never loads the cowboy load during one skip one. He puts all 5 in, then he sits there and cycles it until with his thumb until it comes all the way around, and then he puts the hammer down on the empty. So I guess everybody's got their quirks. See, Doug said I do see effects of a 20 that did belong out. Well, you get some of those real high velocity little calibers. Yeah, some of those can do, but I mean, out of a handgun, no. Yeah, Hardy, and actually, one of the things you don't see in the records is people getting shot in the foot. A lot of, at least out at Fort Laramie, sick records is people getting shot in the abdomen, and it comes from the cavalry cross draw because they didn't do it like what Mike Bellevue shows how to do, the process that I've adopted, where you pull it out and then you do the twist. They did the up like this. And so there's lots of references of pelvic and abdominal wounding or gut shots from drawing their pistol out of the holster. But yeah, no, there's and when we're out there on the demonstration line, they told me that you got to draw it the old-fashioned army way, and I said, bull crap, it's coming out straight out. I am not crossing my body. And if you want me to cross my body, this is going to go to a civilian demonstration with a regular cowboy-style holster and not an army demonstration. Well, Fluffy, the guys that run around the mountains during the Civil War era, yeah, they did have Civil War rifles, but during the fur trade era, well before the Civil War, it was mostly flintlocks. A good chunk of them were Northwest trade guns. See a lot of reference to Dickert rifles, Lancaster styles. You see a few Kentucky styles referenced. But flintlocks were dominant for a long time. A lot longer than what the caplocks played a portion in. You start seeing caplocks mostly towards the end of the fur trade era. Yeah, Hardy, and then, trigger discipline, keeping your finger off the trigger. Not a, wasn't a major thing back then either. You look at some of those World War II training videos and they got their finger on the trigger all the time. So that's kind of a newer thing. In fact, I've seen pictures of Vietnam era soldiers walking around with their fingers on the trigger. So that's pretty recent that trigger discipline thing has come in. Keep your booger hooked off the bang switch is that one. I don't remember who the heck was advertising that on YouTube on their channel. One of the bigger guys, I know that. But yeah, I managed to get all those holes punched. Now I just got to sew this stuff. But anyway, yeah, we've been going for about 45 minutes here. See, see what's going on here. Oh, just get a reminder. Yeah, Hardy, I thought that was a great one too. All right, but yeah, for more on that fur trade mountain man stuff, be sure to check in on 11 Bang Bang. I think it's September 10th. Yeah, on September 10th. Not sure what time in the evening, but it'll be over on 11 Bang Bang channel. We're going to be talking all about mountain man. Gunsmoke and Saddle Leather. Salvador, I think I am familiar with that book, but I, for the love of me, cannot think of it off the top of my head right now. Let's see. Disciple. Hey, brother, could you make a holster for a 1896 hand ejector? 1896. Are we talking Remington? 1896, or is that the 95? I don't remember. Yeah, shoot me an email on that one, because you'll have to show me a picture of what you're talking about on that one. Oh, disciple Smith and Wesson. Yeah, shoot me a picture of the gun, and see if I can get some measurements off it, and I might be able to make something that can work. But if I have to make a making patterns is long backlogged. I got another guy that wanted me to make one that I got to make a pattern for, and he's been waiting since January, and he's going to wait a little longer because I got to get caught up on this other stuff before I can really start making patterns for one-time handguns. But Hardy, no, I've not been to the Steamboat Arabia Museum. I got friends that have been there. A lot of friends of mine have been down there, but I have not yet. Oh, okay, disabled. Yeah. If it's close to the size of one of the Colts, I can make that work. Yeah. Yeah, one of these days I will get to that Steamboat Museum. Screw it. It's only 8 o'clock. I'm having a barley soda. Hey, Snapper, how's it going? So that's another one of the holsters I got to work on. I got one here for Snapper, too. Oh, and I got deer toes, and I got the wiping rod channels for those that aren't going to fit. Wiping rods. My goodness. Oh, man. Maybe I should skip the beer and take an allergy pill. Oh, God, I got freaking patterns all over the place. I got to get these rounded up, too. Yeah, the 49 pocket still living in the one holster. I haven't done a whole lot with it. God, I hate to go out and shoot it. It's so pretty. I don't want to get it started rusting or anything, but one of these days when I get somewhere where I got my actual bullets for that little gun, I will take it out and shoot it, but I don't have any bullets up here with me anyways. Try to round up some patterns here that I'm not using and get them put away. My house is a wreck. Not really destroyed, it's just cluttered and I need to clean up. But oh, and I gotta remember to pack that up too. No, Squib, I'm not allergic to beer or leather. It's just been allergies have been up. We finally got some moisture, and so the grass pollen's starting to get to be an issue. I need to go put that back in the box so I can get that to Caroline. She can take it back down to Shields for me. But yeah, I don't know. I've been doing okay at work. It's like, but I get home and it's just like, ugh. I get started sneezing and I cannot quit. Hey, Dustin's in the house. How's it going, Dustin? Okay, Snapper. Yeah, and then of course I've got the Arrows Gone bullets as well. I'll set the phone down here for a minute. But yeah, I bought a new Vortex spotting scope. I'll show you here right quick. And I thought it was advertised as being on sale, and it was advertised as the next step up. And what I got was this one, which this one isn't bad, but it's the next step down. I think it's the lowest grade spotting scope they offer. And yeah, was not what I thought it was. Was not a real happy camper. So I did take it out to the range, used it. I mean, the one I got is, that's going backwards. The spotting scope that I have is a real cheap one. The one I had before this, that I still got. And, you know, it did alright, but it's pretty fuzzy at 300 yards. Its bag's just going to go to hell. So, I really wasn't impressed. And then, this one, I mean, it does better at 300 yards, but it wasn't the one I wanted. So, I'm sending this one back. My buddy, when she goes down to Denver here in a couple weeks, I'm going to send it with her and get it swapped for the one that I wanted. But yeah, she's got an antelope tag, so I figured spotting scope, trying to figure out what antelope she wants to go after. Be nice to have one of those. Hey, Todd. Oh, God, you got to make a difficult question, or you got to have me make a difficult decision on that one. The Sharps has a range and the Spencer has a firepower. And a Spencer's not a weak cartridge by any means. I'd take a Spencer over Henry any day. It comes down to the Sharps or the Spencer. I guess, is it a paper cutter Sharps or a cartridge Sharps? I don't know. I think if I was riding around on the plains, I think I'd probably take the Spencer. Whoops, I turned the chat off. Hey, Garza Vlogs. Yeah, we're starting to get some people in here that haven't been on for a while. It usually takes an hour, and then all of a sudden, people start showing back up again. But anyway, for those of you that's just coming in, yeah, I was working on some holsters here tonight. Had to punch some holes for belt loops and stuff, and now I got to figure out what I did with my sewing thread, because it's not over. Oh, right there it is. It is where I thought it was. Okay. I just need to start stitching. I don't know if I'm going to stitch tonight or not. But yeah, I've been, yeah, life has been hectic to say the least. Between work and, trying to keep my mental health issues going square. And they started me on some, not really a medication. They started me actually on a vitamin supplement that's supposed to do things. Because one thing, when I was in college and I had severe depression issues in college, they stuck me on some meds, and whole crap, I can't do those. They screwed me up bad. But yeah, this time around they decided, well, we'll try some vitamin supplements, and they said the only bad side effect from that is you get bad gas. And I thought, oh, okay, well, I'll try it. No, there's definitely other bad side effects besides the gas, which I had plenty of that. Yeah, just take the dosage that they told me to take, and holy Moses, I've never felt so hungover in my life that didn't involve beer. Oh, Jesus, it was bad. I think it took about 2 hours for it to hit, but all of a sudden, just like completely tired, lethargic, had a headache, walking around like I was half asleep when I could walk around. Yeah, it was not good. This morning, I cut the dosage half and back of what they told me to take, and I was tired all day, but I wasn't in real bad shape. But yeah, no, that was not fun. It's probably why I slept all day last Friday and most of the day on Thursdays, because Thursday's when I started it. And I thought I was just tired from work, and I think it was that stuff that they had me on. Yeah, it was Thursday that they hit me the hardest, or that I got started, excuse me.
Friday's when it started hitting. No, Garza. I haven't had much of the depression issues lately. I mean, it always is kind of there. It's been there for a long time. But anxiety, I've had some issues with that. And, yeah, come to find out, I got some of the alphabet soup going on. One of them is avoidant personality disorder because I don't like crowds. I don't like being around lots of people. And, of course, I work for the public. Go figure. But yeah, that's kind of the big one is the avoidant. It's just, don't want to be around people. I get really anxious when I go to the grocery store and stuff. And so I was like trying to get that squared away. And then there's a couple other the alphabet soups going on too. So one thing after another. Diane, I have not heard of J.P. Lauer. But, well, now that I say that, I have to do some looking on that one. I may have heard that one. Yeah, Hardy. That stuff they stuck me in college. I think it's called citalopram. That was what it was. Oh, crap. Oh, Jesus. It's like the first week they had me on it was the halfway dosage. Halfway between min and max. So I did that for a week, and it's just like, they asked, well, you feel better? I was like, well, it's like, I wouldn't say I feel better, but I'm not terrible. But, oh, yeah, I'll catch you later, Leroy. Yeah, I didn't feel terrible. I just didn't feel that great. And then I went in. They said, well, we'll up the dose. And that doctor decided to up me from, instead of going up a few milligrams, decided me to put me up to maximum dose. And I was like, oh, crap. So you miss one pill and, oh, I was screwed. I missed one day and I was screwed for the whole day. One day I screwed up and I took it twice because it screwed up with my memory. And that was, oh Jesus, that was bad. And I did that for about 6 months. And I mean, I was a zombie and kind of a prick too. So after 6 months, I started developing an uncontrollable shake in my left hand. And I went back and seen the doc about it, and they said, oh, well, it's normal for you to get shakes and stuff with these kind of meds. I was like, well, this is kind of ridiculous, but okay. So I went on, I just let it go. And then 6 months more later, so after a year of being on this stuff, I started having very severe, well, they was grand mal seizures. And I went to the doc and talked to, and this was another doc, once again, third doc at this point. And that doctor said, you need to stop taking that now. It's going to kill you. Because apparently my brain was not wired to take that kind of meds. And yeah, it was not a good reaction. It's a wonder I lived that long, according to that doctor. But they took me off those meds cold turkey, and I had about the most miserable 2 weeks of my life I can ever remember. And when I came out of that, the depression issues were nowhere near as severe as they had been. But yeah, the depression kind of gone away, the anxiety kind of went away, and then I was fine for quite a few years. But yeah, doing that night job this year kind of got me all stirred back up again, so trying to get things, but I tell you what, I'm a lot better right now than I was back in February and March. All right, I lost the chat here. Yeah, guys, that's kind of why I do the leather, is try to keep that, but right now I just don't have the time. Between, work and trying to keep my mental health sane, and then also doing research for work and some of the other projects I'm working on. Yeah, Hardy, that's a great way to have a real bad accident and then really be messed up. Um, yeah, snapper, they can, and yeah, thankfully I got a pretty good friend that she hangs out with me and we do stuff together, so that helps a lot. One thing I think has helped for the last few years, and probably one of the reasons why I got all screwed up this year, is that I've had my dogs. So I got my dog Dolly at the end of 2016, October 2016, and then I got my younger dog Gracie a couple years after that. My nose is running like a son of a gun. But when I had my dogs with me, it's like, yeah, this stuff didn't bother me that much. I mean, I'd have flare-ups every so often, especially the anxiety around in social situations, but it wasn't terrible. And then last October, I had to move out of the house I had that had allowed me to have dogs. So my dogs had to go home to Colorado, where they're at now. And every place I've been at, I haven't been able to have my pups with me. So I think that's a big chunk of why I've been having issues, is just not having my pups with me. Even the factory owners has missing booger hooks. There's your sign. I like that one. Oh, I gotta go back and watch some Bill Engvall, or however you pronounce his last name. But yeah, no, mental health issues are not fun. I'm just glad I'm not crazy. But yeah, no, it's got some of the other fun stuff going on. Because yeah, the two that I got, yeah, one's the avoidant that's going on, and then there's the borderline, which that borderline's been a pain in my butt since I was probably 15. And yeah, that one's not fun at all. It's like, I can live with the avoidant, but that borderline crap, I wish it would go away. Oh man. Yeah, Dustin. Not that fun, but it's just life. Yeah, Diane, dogs aren't good for the soul. My dogs are like my kids. And I wish I had them up here with me now, but for the time being, until I can find another place that'll let me have dogs again, or get on permanent up here at Fort Laramie so I can buy a house so I can have dogs. Yeah, because I really miss my pooches. Yeah, one thing that I trained them was, like, when I first got Dolly, the older dog, it's like I didn't want to have to get up and clean poop up in the middle of the night. Because me and poop usually don't get along very well. Not even my own. Anyway, so what I started doing is I left her leash and collar on at night and made her sleep on the bed with me. That way, and then I had the leash around my wrist, so whenever she'd get up to go do her thing, I'd just get up and take her right outside, try to train her on that. And I trained her pretty quick on not pooping in the house. Peeing in the house, that was a different story, but got her to where she, poop outside, and then she learned that, the bed was a place to sleep, so it's like, they're always in bed with me. There have been plenty of nights when it was, I've had to kick Dolly out of the bed because she has to snuggle up to as tight as me as she can, and when it's a hot summer night, oh, Jesus. Yeah, it's not... Sabater says, yeah, new kitten and older cat. Yeah, cats are strange animals like that, but, when I adopted Gracie and the younger dog, Dolly didn't take to her very well either. In fact, our first encounter, Dolly put a wallop on Gracie. But I mean, they get along now, but Dolly really doesn't like Grace that much. Grace just loves Dolly to death. That's funny, is if I go somewhere, I can take Grace with me and leave Dolly at home. And Dolly will behave herself. Of course, she's pissed because I'm taking Grace and not her. But if I take Dolly and leave Grace at home, I have to tag Grace up. Because if I leave Grace by herself, she will go ape shit crazy trying to get out. She's got some major separation anxiety. Um, so try to keep them together as much as possible. But yeah, definitely kind of one-sided with those two dogs. Is Gracie likes Dolly a lot more than Dolly likes Gracie. Man, I get my nose cleaned out here. Let's see what the... Yeah, already, and I thought about getting a cat, having here in the current apartment, but I'm just not a cat person. And plus, cats really get my allergies up bad. That's one thing about my dogs. My dogs never got me going that bad with allergies, but cats always do. My friend Caroline, her cats, sometimes they get me going. Yeah, I mean, I like cats, but I treat cats like kids. I like other people's cats. I don't want any of my own. Hey, Jacob, I haven't seen you for a while. Yeah, I think I've had my dogs on the live chat once or twice. Because they're usually, especially the ones back when I was in Colorado. Because I usually had them in the house by the time I do some of those chats, so they were always there and around. But I don't know if I showed them on there. But I know Dolly's popped up on the channel once or twice. But yeah, I don't know if I've done anything with Gracie on there or not, but I think I showed him off in one of the chats, one or two chats before. If not, they were laying right there next to me during the chats because they always got to follow me around. Especially Grace. Grace is just, yeah. Oh, like I said, she's got attachment issues. But I haven't seen my doggy since January, and being the price of gas is coming down a little bit. If it comes down a little bit more here towards the end of September, that's when my season ends out here, and I got a little time before hunting season starts, and I start hunting with my friend. I might try to sneak home if the gas prices aren't terrible and spend a few days with my doggies, as I sure miss them. All right. Well, we've been going for a little over an hour. Okay, now why can't I see the chat anymore? There we go. But, yeah. Yeah, dogs are definitely good. All right. Well, we'll run it for a few more minutes here. Thought about doing some stitching on the live chat here, but I'm actually getting tired enough. I need to go jump in bed. Yeah, Squib, I thought I showed him on the stream one night. I know Dolly, I'm pretty sure, because she'll jump up my lap. Gracie's not much of a lap dog. She'll jump up in my lap and get a petting for about 3 minutes or so, and then she's back out of my lap, because Gracie is she's a long-haired dog. I don't know if she's a cross between a German Shepherd or a Pyrenees, or she's what they call a Leondorfer, which was a German Shepherd and bred to be long-haired like a Pyrenees. But yeah, she doesn't like being hot. So she doesn't like to really be real tight to people. Unless it's really, really, really cold. I mean, when she starts snuggling at night, like up against my body, that usually means it's pretty dadgum cold. But yeah, as a general rule, she's not much of a lap dog. She's a sit by your chair, and then you can pet her all day long. That's what she likes to do. Whereas Dolly, she's always in my lap. It took me forever, because Dolly always gets so dang excited about everything. Took me forever to finally get her to where she just turn around, lay down, curl up my lap and lay down, or lay up on my chest. Um, Usually she gets up my lap and her tail goes 1,000 miles an hour, and uh, then she's so on edge because she's always nervous about something. Hey, Snapper. Hey, I didn't know you. Oh, that's right. Yeah, Garrett mentioned that. Yeah, sorry to hear about your mom passing. I hope everything's going good for you guys. Yeah, sorry to hear about that. But yeah, I've been meaning to get a hold of you here. I got to do that one of these days anyway. But yeah, we'll definitely touch base here sometime, maybe later this week. When I kind of get things organized. Busy for the next couple nights, but yeah, I'll definitely give you a call here at some point. Oh Lord. So anyway, I guess we'll run it here for about another 4 minutes. Go for an hour and 15. Got any last comments, questions, concerns? Another video I'm going to be working on here pretty soon that might come out before everything else. The problem is that my editing computer's dead. Unless I plug it into the screen on the TV. But anyway, I bought a new Cabela's pack. It's the multi-day hunting pack, and it's the external frame. And I might be doing a review on that. I got to get with Caroline because I'm going to borrow a bunch of her camping stuff to throw in it. But I bought that because I didn't think I wanted to drive back to Colorado to get my other pack frame. So I bought this one in case she shot an antelope way out. We had to pack it a long ways and we was going to have to quarter it. But I'm going to do a review video on that. I really like the pack, but there's some things on it that I really don't like. So I might be doing a review on that here next few weeks or so. El Salvador, I wish you luck. I hope you do get an antelope. I have tried a couple times to get antelope, and I've not been successful. The first year I was using a bow, got pretty close. Last year I had a rifle tag, and they weren't even in the pasture that I had permission to hunt on until afterwards. So, yeah, I haven't had very much success for antelope. But Caroline, I hope she gets one. She got her turkey this year, so I have absolute faith that she's going to tag out on antelope and deer. I just hope she doesn't tag out in the exact same day, at the exact same time, because that's going to be a pain. Yeah, I don't know. I have a lot more fun hunting with people than actually doing the hunting myself. So, I'm going to enjoy myself either way. But yeah, getting to see her shoot an antelope, that's going to be a fun experience. And I can't wait. And then I got a couple of doe tags this year. So I'm going to go out and try to get those filled up, take some meat back home to the family, then try to get some hides tanned. I'm going to have a bunch of brain tanned hides, so that'll be a fun experience to try to get done. But yeah, if it wasn't for the fact that I promised Caroline that I'd help her do a shoulder mount on her antelope, I'd probably try to tan the antelope hide. But since we're doing a shoulder mount, I think we'll just not bother with a chunk of it. Well, Sabater, ever since I was a little kid, we'd always go hunt together. I've always been used to hunting with other people because, me and my sister were basically squirrel fetchers when Dad and Grandpa would shoot a squirrel. They didn't tell us that, but we had a good time anyway. I've always been around hunting with other people, so yeah. It's like going and hunting by myself. I'd do it. I don't know. I have more pleasure when I have a friend there with me, out of the experience. So, because turkey hunting with Caroline, oh God, that was a lot of fun. I went goose hunting once by myself this year, and it just, I don't know, didn't do it for me. But oh god, the best hunt I've had in my entire life. One hunt that I'm gonna have, it's gonna be in my memory to the day I die, was the first day Caroline got her geese, which was December 31st, 2021. Oh, the year went out great. Um, yeah, we went out to a friend's place, and he's got a river that runs through his property, and the geese are always in there, and the geese were thick. We could hear those things honking, and we went down and parked, and they were in the trees, along the trees, which normally geese don't get in with the trees, but for whatever reason that day they were along that river right up through the thickest part of the trees. So we snuck through the trees, we got up there, and I don't think we was shooting 10 yards. Um, and we started shooting, and I shot, let's see, I think we came home with 9 birds. I know I shot 5, and Caroline shot 2, and let's see, our buddy, the guy who, that owned the place, he shot 2, and then I got a mallard. Oh, I got a beautiful mallard, and then I screwed up his head when I tried to wring his neck. But yeah, that was a hunt that, oh, it's always going to be one of my most favorite memories. Yeah, and Caroline shot a beautiful goose. Oh God, that thing was gorgeous, and I wanted to have it, take it in and get it mounted, but it was going to take $600 to have it mounted, so I didn't mount it. I wish we would have. Oh God, that was a beautiful goose. I think she shot the biggest goose on the river that day too. God, that thing was huge. Got a lot of meat off of it. But yeah. All right. Well, I've gone over a few minutes, anyways. Jeffrey Davis, what's the color of your toothbrush? White, mostly. Let's see. But yeah, and big game hunting especially. That's one hunting that I always like to be around with another person, because it's helps to have somebody help you pack it out. Um, but yeah, Dad and I, we always hunted together, and um, he's kind of gotten to where he can't get around as well as he used to. But you know, when I'm down there, we still try to hunt as often as we can. We got into duck hunting, and got into turkey hunting together. But yeah. Hunting's enjoyable either way. Yeah, Saboteur, and it depends on what reservation you're on. The rules change reservation to reservation. Like when I first started hunting up there in South Dakota, the first year I hunted for deer, and I gotta admit, I've never shot a deer. Come close, but I've never shot one. I've gutted a lot of them. I've helped people haul a lot of them out, but I've never shot one. I was up there on the reservation, and I drew a South Dakota tag for deer. I got a doe muzzleloader, and at that time you could buy up to 5 tags. So the draw, you automatically got 2, then you could buy 3 more. And I went out there, and that was the year that blue tongue went through real bad there in that area, which was up on Cheyenne River Indian Reservation. So couldn't shoot mule deer. The rancher wouldn't let me shoot mule deer, and that's all the thing I got close to that day. I could have shot, I don't know how many mule deer that day. So didn't shoot them. Tried to get close to the whitetails. Couldn't get close to the whitetails. And then the next day it was like 45 below, and stayed that way the whole month, so I didn't get back out to hunt. But anyway, yeah, then the next year they changed things around a little bit. I wasn't able to draw a muzzleloader tag. And then, for whatever reason, Cheyenne River Indian Reservation put their entire deer season through the month of December. Or no, was it November to December? I don't remember, but it screwed it up because the muzzleloader tag all of a sudden Ziebach County is the one county in South Dakota you cannot get a muzzleloader tag for. Well, I say it's the one. I think there's one or two others, but yeah, for whatever reason, Ziebach County, you cannot get a muzzleloader tag, and it all has to do with that special reservation season. So I was like, oh man. And so then I had a tag, and I had a friend that he leases some land down on Pine Ridge, and he told me, he's like, yeah, he says, come on out. And he says, you can head out there. Well, then, yeah, found out the muzzleloader tag doesn't work there either, because where he was at, it was all tribal. So, yeah. Oh, yeah, South Dakota, the whole state, between the tribal governments, the state governments, like, that stuff gets confusing. But yeah, I totally understand you on that one, Saboteur. Yeah. And then for me to buy a deer tag up on Cheyenne River was $1,000. But yeah, for me to get an out-of-state buck tag and hunt on private land, no, that was only like, $300. But that was one thing that aggravated some of the tribal members that lived in the area where we was at, is that my boss wouldn't let them come out and hunt on private during tribal hunting season, because tribe wouldn't let anybody hunt with a state hunting tag on tribal land during regular state season. But then they wanted everybody to let the tribal season. So yeah, it was confusing. But some of the nicest bucks I've ever seen, I gotta admit, was on Cheyenne River Indian Reservation. There were some beautiful bucks, and one poor buck. God, he was big. I was hoping I was going to be able to get him that one year, and sure enough, about a week before deer season, he got smacked by a semi on the road. Yeah, Saboteur. Some of them tribal prices are ridiculous. But yeah, I mean, yeah, and I don't know what the price is currently on Cheyenne River, because I haven't been up there for a couple of years. But yeah, I thought that was bad when I thought, oh, I'll go in, I'll put in for a deer tag up there. And it was like $1,000. I was like, screw that. It's like, if I'm going to pay $1,000, I might as well get an elk tag, a Wyoming elk tag, and get a nice big elk. Anyway, I guess I've run over my 15-hour and 15-minute mark, so we'll go to the hour 30 mark here. Then I definitely got to get to bed, because I got early shift in the morning. But I'll finish my barley soda here. So I got started on Rainier from watching Longmire. And if y'all can't tell, I really like that Longmire series, because even my 1911 is based off the Longmire gun. But yeah, I got started on that Rainier, and it's like, for crappy beer, it's not that bad. I used to drink a lot of PBR in college, and one thing I found out is that PBR in the bottle is about 100 times better than PBR out of the can. But Rainier out of the can, I mean, it's not terrible. Pretty light. Oh, now that might be fun, Saboteur. I'd love to get a buffalo one of these days. And I'd love to have it brain tanned. I don't think I'd have enough to be able to brain tan it myself. I think I'd have somebody professionally do it, so that I didn't screw it up. But yeah, one of these days I'm going to get a buffalo. There's no doubt about it. First, I got to get an elk, though. I want to get an elk first. Then I'll get a buffalo. Some point I want to go for moose. I think when I go for moose, though, I'm going to try to do that one. Me and my friend head up to Alaska for caribou. Might try to do a moose that year too. But yeah, Yeah, Jacob. And when I was in college, there was a gas station that was right across the street from the campus, and they had the 24 cases of bottles you get for $10. I mean, cheap beer. Um, or was it 12s? I think it was 24s. Um, so I um I'd always drink that stuff, and yeah, out of the bottle, loved it. Out of the can, couldn't stand it. I still can't. I still don't care for it out of the can. But I had a guy telling me that Rainier out of the bottle was a lot better too. But you can't find bottles around here anywhere. I think the gas station here in town where I get my Rainier at, because it's the only place in Wyoming that carries Rainier. Um, I don't think they sell anything in bottles except for Coors Banquet. And don't get me wrong, I like Coors Banquet, but um, I just it's not one that I drink a lot of. So whatever, when I drink Coors Banquet, I get a really, really nasty hangover. Todd, no, I never did watch that one. That one's the one with Pierce Bronson. I always wanted to, I never did. Um, I need to do that. Because friend of mine, one of his good friends that taught him how to brain tan, was the guy that made all the teepees for that. And I know the price he asked on those teepees, and that was not a cheap set with those teepees. Those were the real deal. Sabater, 500 for a bull tag for tribal. Wow, that's not bad. Um, you know what? On those hides, if you ever make it down to Fort Laramie and we can work it out, I would gladly pay your gas for one of those hides. But not anytime real soon. Let's put it as possible future project. Probably not one in the middle of summer either. All right. But yeah, hopefully I'll have some deer hides. I can get some good brain tanning done this winter. Then maybe I can actually get my nice brain tan jacket made that I've been wanting to make for a long time. Trying to put together a scout impression. And I got a buckskin jacket out at work that works real nice, but I've been thinking about trying to put one that's a little bit more tailored together. Trying to put together an impression for the 76 campaign. So yeah, Saboteur, you're what, about 2.5 hour drive? Because I was thinking it's about, well, no, it's probably a little more than that, because I think it's 2.5 hours to Fort Robinson. Yeah, it's 2 hours to Fort Robinson. Anyway, yeah, that's about, yeah, that's 3-4 hour drive probably. But it's been a while since I've been over in that part of the country. Yeah, okay, 4. Yeah. Because I'm not real familiar with Pine Ridge. I've only been there once, and that was not the best experience I've ever had. But um, are you closer to Ulrichs, or because that's the only one besides little town of Wounded Knee that that's the only ones I'm familiar with for the towns. Yeah, Jacob, I'm still working on holsters. I'm way behind. I've got orders clear back from January. In fact, the guy just contacted me tonight and said, hey, what's going on with my holster? And I was like, oh, crap. He's been waiting a long time. And that's one of the reasons why I don't take payment ahead of time. I don't like taking payment ahead of time. That way, I'm not sitting on your money and it takes me forever to get a holster done. Oh, okay, over on the east side of it there. Okay, yeah. Yeah, we, I can't think of that one little place I was at down there, but got my car broke into over there on the western side, and then tried dealing with the tribal police, and that was not a pleasurable experience. Uh, Jeff, I have not been up there. My friend Caroline was just up there. She sent me a couple pictures of some Pattersons they had up there. She did not send me pictures of the walkers, however. But I didn't get a chance to see her at work today. So I didn't ask her about them. I know she took a bunch of pictures, but she's coming over, I think, on Wednesday. We're going to cook some chicken or something, but yeah. So anyway, well, I'm at the hour and a half mark, a little bit past, so I think we're going to shut her down for the night. 8:30 here, so I got to get up early for opening shift, so I'm going to shut it off here. But yeah, it's great talking with y'all. I know I hadn't done a real regular chat here for a while, so I figured now I'll do it tonight. If you got a holster order with me, I'm working on them, trying to get them done. I got some out in the garage I've got to get some stuff done on. Yeah, Jacob, yeah, it's great. Hopefully, yeah, I'm not sure when I'll do another one here, but I'll definitely be on Garrett's. So that's one thing I wanted to mention before I go. Mention again is I'll be on Garrett's channel on the 10th of September. We're talking Mountain Men on that one. Providing everything works out right. So yeah, I'm still working on holsters, like I said, this coming weekend. I'm going to try to get everything done that I got sitting on my bench, and I'm probably going to have quite a few leftovers, to be honest. I think there's 3 or 4 left out in the garage I still got to work on yet. I got a bunch. I'm also trying to get some saddle bags put together for folks. For folks to look at anyway. But yeah, so not sure when I'll do one of these again. Hopefully it's not real long, but never know. But yeah, if I get a chance to do some work this weekend on leather, I may do another live holster chat on my weekend here, which is Thursday, Friday. So anyway, it was great talking with y'all. Be sure to stay tuned in. Stay tuned to the 11 Bang Bang channel, because like I said, I'll be over there here for too long. And y'all keep your powder dry.